Good morning, everyone. I'm Jen Houston, owner of the Artsy Fartsy Gallery. I'm a full-time independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Canmore, Alberta, Canada. Welcome to the Creative Escape. So this morning we are, as promised, we are going to be doing a poinsettia with real lifelike kind of looking leaves, and so I'm going to show you how to do that. But first, I wanted to share some wonderful happy mail that I got in the mail. Let me show you here. Buttons, buttons, buttons. Look at this beautiful card. It came all the way from the US, from Jill Peterson. How beautiful is that? Oh, I love it. You know, who would have thought that this beautiful magnolia stamp would turn into a beautiful Christmas flower, right? So like it's almost like a poinsettia as well. And look at that tufted embossing folder on that gold foil. It just pops. She also, I don't know if you can see, but she embossed with gold embossing powder, which I absolutely love. And it's a neat fold here. She even decorated the inside there, which it looks absolutely stunning. I love it. And it has the beautiful message of Christmas and a beautiful message on the outside. So I'm very blessed to get that from you, Jill. Thank you very much. You made me smile and made my day for sure. And I just wanted to show off your beautiful work here, beautiful ideas. So thank you so much. All right, next, of course, there are some upcoming classes that I want to make sure you are aware about. The deadline for the poppy class with the Artsy Zoo, Lisa and I are doing. I'm going to be doing the poppies class, and I tell you, I'm so excited. This is what sold me on the new upcoming catalog, so I know you're not going to want to miss out on this because it is pretty fabulous. Now, I'm kind of surprised that nobody's on yet, so I am hoping that I'm in the right location. It's Monday after all, who knows? But the poppy class, I want to show you this paper. It's a stunner. So look at it. I'm just going to flip through this beautiful paper. Look at that. It's all like hand painted. Just stunning. I love the colors too. Oh, thank you, Karma. Oh, you're so sweet. I bet you look extra special too. Look at that. All hand watercolored. Beautiful, beautiful poppies. Hi, Nicole. Nice to see you. Good morning. Oh, I love it. And then, of course, you just have some simple papers, but you know how they make these marks? You actually, when you're watercoloring, you sprinkle on some salt. You can use water as well, but you can sprinkle on salt and it sucks up the water where that salt bit is, and it leaves these beautiful patterns in your paper. Love it. Look at this color combo. I'm gonna have to go wait till the end to see what colors they used. Look at this. Love it. I love this DSP too, Diane. Yes, good morning too. Oh, I love it. Look at this even. I like how they did the lines over top of the pattern. The watercolor pattern. That's so neat. And then this one, I actually saw it. I saw this page and I thought, I don't know what I would do with it. But you know what I saw it on stage? Somebody used this as a belly band on one of the acetate boxes, and so she had a box full of poppy cards, and then this was her belly band that went over top, and it was absolutely beautiful. And of course this makes a great idea for your scrapbooking pages. This paper is really pretty outside of the catalog. Yeah, I know. It's so different to see it in the catalog than in real life, isn't it, Karma? Hi, Kathy. Oh, did you get more snow there, Kathy? Oh, yikes. And I also saw Kylie Bertucci. She actually made 6 cards, simple cards, Love It, Chop It cards, using this paper. Basically, you chop 4 by 5 1/4 pieces and put it on a background, lay a little sentiment across, and you're done your card, which I think is pretty amazing. Look at this. Look how intense that is. It's just gorgeous. Look how the camera is like changing the color on me. So let's check out. If you don't know how this works, on the back of the package of paper, there's this cardstock piece. And so of course it gives you the name of what the package is, but it also tells you what colors are included in this. So we've got basic black, blackberry bliss, calypso coral. Yeah, I suppose it does. Huh. Crushed curry, flirty flamingo, mossy meadow, old olive, pool party, poppy parade, rich razzleberry, and whisper white. So you're likely to have some of those ink colors around, aren't you? Or cardstock colors around. So I know that you are going to want to join this Poppies card because some of this beautiful paper will be included in your kits. Gorgeous. Not only that, but that reminds me, there is a paper share that I'm holding. So if you want info on the paper share or the ribbon share so that you can get every kind of design of this paper and all the others for a fraction of the price. So what I do is I basically buy all of the items and I cut them all up into 4 equal parts, and that way you have a bit of everything. And of course, after seeing this, you're going to want it, right? Okay, let me put that aside. And lastly, for Canadians, I'm going to be starting up a card club, so watch for that in upcoming posts on Facebook. All right, I think Alice has joined me. That's great. Thanks for sharing, Alice. I really appreciate that. Oh, it's snowing right now. Another 5 to 6 inches expected. I think that's inches. So glad I'm retired and can just stay home. Yeah, same, working at home. It's nice not to have to get the car out, and yeah, definitely. All right, so today's project, we're going to make some beautiful poinsettia cards. Hi, Lisa. Great to see you. I always like when, Lisa ends up popping on. As you know, she's my Stampin' partner here, business partner, and she always, we enjoy each other's company, enjoy each other's crafting ideas, that's for sure. It's nice to have a buddy to bounce ideas off of. Hi, Dee. Nice to see you. All the way from your new home. Yay. So here we go. We are going to create this beautiful, oh, sorry, text came through. Not expecting that. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to wait till the end to show you the other examples that I made using this technique. Okay, so first off, what I have is my very vanilla card base, and of course it's measured at 8.5 by 5.5, and I just folded it in half like a book. I've got an extra just layer just to kind of make, a little more depth and dimension to the card. So it's measuring at 4 by 5.25. And then I have a piece of watercolor paper, and that is measured at 5 by 3.75. So it's just basically going down a quarter each time, each layer, quarter on each side. And then I just have some scrap pieces of very vanilla here that I'm going to stamp those leaves on. Thanks for sharing, Kathy. Oh, great. Okay. So I have got the Rooted in Nature, just in case you've forgotten what it looks like. Not really meant to be a Christmas stamp set, but as you saw last Wednesday, we kind of changed it up to be that way. I love when stamp sets are versatile like that. And so look at this. We've got our little Christmas trees. We made a wreath out of this. We made a wreath out of the little leaf and a leaf out of that. And why couldn't you send your wonderful Merry Christmas? But today we're going to be using that large leaf to make some poinsettias. So I've got my large leaf already mounted on here. And I was going to make another red poinsettia, but I don't know if you see behind me. I have some poinsettias that are ready for our Christmas dinner here at the condo, and they definitely aren't red. I actually got, well, here, let's just pinch off a leaf. And here's what they look like. Look at this. We've got some red on the inside and yellow all around. Ooh, apparently it's got goo on the inside. Maybe that's why they're poisonous. I don't know. There were also this beautiful pink color. I know in the past I have seen blues and purples. Absolutely stunning. Stunning. So I kind of want to veer off from the traditional red. Let's try something a little different, okay? So how about maybe Flirty Flamingo and Petal Pink maybe? Or we can go a little outside the box and we can go Balmy Blue. I have seen this. I've honestly seen this. There's so many different colors and shapes of poinsettias now. Yeah, there's that rose one now. Have you seen the rose petals? And they're like big pom-poms. And they're so neat. Or we can go, okay, which should we do? Balmy Blue, Highland Heather, or Flirty and Petal Pink? I finally bought Rooted in Nature. Yes, good for you. Excited to see how you made this card. Awesome. I'm so glad that you have this in your arsenal because this stamp set is definitely worth it. Okay, tell me which you prefer. We'll say pinks or blues. Pinks or blues? What do you think? I'll wait for your response before we get rolling. Lisa says Flirty. The bottom. Okay. Flirty. Pinks, blue. Hi, Betty. Okay, I think we've got more off today. So, oh, nice. Good to see you, Jean. So people don't go against me. Yeah. Whoa, we've got another blue. Pinks. I'm not much of a purple fan. Yeah, you kind of either like the blue, purple or not. I don't know. Blue and purple. Oh my goodness, I think we're tied. Okay, next person wins. Who haven't we heard from yet? Is Alice still here? Alice, give us your favorite. Flirty or blue? Maybe she's not here anymore. Catherine says pink and purple. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's make it that way. It might actually be kind of cool. Thank you, Catherine, and good morning. Let me just tuck those back away. Okay. Oh, I'm kind of excited. I'm glad you threw this in the mix. Okay. Oh, we got more. Ruby said blue. Let's do this though. This is kind of exciting me. So Flirty, here we go. We're just gonna stamp. I should have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did 6. So here we go. Stamping Flirty 6 times. That's why you need just some scrap papers of the very vanilla. 5. Now, I think for a green for this color, oh, I did 6, didn't I? Can't count. Hi, Carla. Okay, and I think, let's see, for green, I'm going to do Old Olive. Let's do Old Olive. It's kind of, well, yeah. I think I'm going to need another little scrap of paper here. So I've got one Old Olive leaf on there. Let me grab my scrap paper. I don't know if you've seen how I organized my scraps, but I put two colors together. Anything that's smaller than a card base goes in this front pouch. Anything that's card base size goes in the back of this. This is just one of those page protectors. I have one piece of cardstock that goes in the middle. So the little pieces go in the front and the large pieces, the card bases, go in the back. And so that is what I pull first before I go cutting any cardstock paper. Because I generally always have scraps, as do you, I'm sure. Okay, let's make 3 Old Olive leaves. But now to make them start making them look a little bit more fancy, I'm going to get my blender pen out. And just to get some ink on the lid, of course, you just squeeze this really hard, harder than you think you should. Especially with those new ink pads, they are pretty tight. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go into the outside here, just adding a wee bit of purple. And we're going to color in the direction of the veins. And of course, when you start using a blender pen, it starts moving that. Oh, Andy, she's got a cough. Poor little thing. When you start using a blender pen over top of what you've already kind of inked, it starts spreading that ink around. So just adding in some purple bits. So on the original, what I used was cherry cobbler. I stamped in cherry cobbler. No, I didn't. I stamp in. Real red and added cherry cobbler bits. That's what I did. Because I kind of wanted, you know, to balance out the, it's almost like this blender pen is done. Let me try the other side. It's starting to ball. It's the only thing, if it doesn't start spreading around quite enough at the beginning, then it starts, if you rub over top of the paper too much, then it starts to ball a little. Yeah, I think it's done here. Let me grab a different one. I think that one's done too. And all my others are elsewhere in my boxes. That's okay. We'll just keep going. I'll use this one. So just put random bits of purple in. No rhyme or reason, just where you feel, just to mix things up a little. How was everyone's weekend? Mine was a little hectic, but it's all good now. Just waiting for the bill. Thank you, Julie. That's so sweet. It's like, you know, relaxing and coloring. Add a little to that middle vein there. Okay. we went and did, oh, thanks for sharing, Julie. We went and finished some of our Christmas shopping for our family, and we did, we're supposed to have our snowman and snow globes card class on Friday night. However, just before the class, my tenant from back in Manitoba texted me and said, there's water on the floor in the laundry room. So sure enough, the hot water tank had gone, and so there was water on the floor. And of course when we got the hot water tank put in the last time, we didn't want this to, happen again where you get water all over the floor. And so we paid extra to have one of those, a little basin underneath, and that would, collect the water, and it was attached to a pump that would pump the water out to the sewer. But the pump didn't work. So, and these things, I don't know about you, but they always happen on a weekend or after hours. They can't happen during the day, during normal time. So I am definitely terrified to get the bill. And then I wasn't having too many people that were interested in helping me clean. And so clean up the water. I'm here in Canmore, and I can't clean it. Otherwise, I definitely would have myself. But anyways, so we had to hire a cleaning company once again after hours. So yes, could be interesting. Now, my watercolor instructor always said to make sure every bit of your piece has every single color. So I'm actually going to add in a little bit of green into some of the poinsettia leaves, just to help bring in that tie in that color. And of course, I think we need some pink, and you went to Lisa's bingo party. It was a blast. Lisa did an amazing job. Oh, yes. Do you think it would work better on watercolor paper, or is that too heavy? I think it would be too heavy. It depends how much rubbing you do, I guess. If you're, kind of like to go over and over and over things, it would probably be a good idea to use watercolor paper. The only thing is I haven't tried the next step with the watercolor paper. So if you give it a try, please post and see how it goes. Okay, got some little pink in there. Let's get some pink in this portion. Ooh. A little purple. I love that, things aren't, we think of leaves and we think, boom, we think green, right? But if you look at a real leaf, it's not all green. There's so many variations and colors and little imperfections that make it so unique. And I don't think I'm going to color the whole thing. I'm going to leave some white bits. Okay, so actually I should leave these open. We have this done. So I'm just going to set this part aside for a minute, and I'm going to get out my watercolor paper. And we're actually going to make kind of a background for this poinsettia. So I don't know if you can see, it's just kind of, colors laid in the water. Watching from work. Shh, don't tell. Shh. That's why I asked. Didn't know if it would interfere with the next step. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so I've got my aqua painter here. And basically, wherever you place water, now I'm just going to make sure I don't have any weird lasting color, which I sure do. So wherever you place the water is going to be where the paint is going to run. Right? Does that make sense? So you're going to just dip in with some color. I wouldn't recommend using a whole ton of colors for this because they will run together and make brown. Okay, I want to really dig in and get some of that red. It's dark here. Oop, see, there's brown there. Oh, she should just put my hand in the ink pad. Way to go. We've all been there, right? Okay, so you can tilt if you want a little bit. I'm not going to. I'm going to get my heat tool and let's dry this up. You know what this makes me think of? That poppy paper that we just saw. It's kind of these colors, which maybe that's why you were channeling those colors there, Catherine. So neat. Now, I'm not going to stop at this step. I have some frost white, all-purpose ink, which is some shimmer paint that Stampin' Up! Has. So, and I have a Stampin' Spritzer. So basically what I did was add one little drop of the shimmer, or the shimmer paint in here, and the rest with water. And I like to add a little, shimmer on these cards. So let's just go with it here. Oh, and I still have a lingering peppermint in there from when I did the candy cane card. So let's dry this up. All right, so now, I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a little pizzazz to it. Okay, next, let's cut out these leaves. This is the time you wish you had fast forward, hey? So there are dies that fit this. Of course, why would I leave them out? Let me sift through my items here. Nature's Roots. Get the large die out there. And let's start cutting out here. I will say I prefer to just hand cut as opposed to using these dies, because it does leave a little bit of a ring around the outside, a very vanilla. However, I can show you a trick to kind of help eliminate that. Also, it's not going to really matter a whole lot because it's the same color as the kind of the same color as the watercolor paper, so it's not going to stand out super dark. So if you're bored and while you're waiting and you haven't done this yet, head on over to my Mail It Out Monday and pick out a number that you think is going to be your lucky number this week. And of course, if I pull your number, or if your number is drawn from my random picker, then I will send you a handmade card. So please, I'm hoping that people will share today. So let's share the cheer over there, and hopefully maybe even one of your Facebook friends will win, and how exciting that would be for them to get a handmade card. So share it with your friends and make sure you go pick a number. All right. Looks like a little lemon, doesn't it? In the framelit. Die. Here we go. There used to be so many names for these dies and edgelets and framelits, and it's so nice that they just switched it over to the just being dies. Because I don't know about you, but I couldn't keep them all straight. So everyone got their Christmas cards out. I got mine finally out on Friday, and we went around the condo and delivered all those to everybody on Saturday morning. And so now I just have my family ones that get a picture. Oh, sorry, shared immediately. Oh, that immediately, behind, after. It's all good. Sharing's great. Are you at home today, Lisa? Whoops. I do not have the sturdiest table, so I'm probably making you seasick. I'm very sorry. I had my craft room set up so that my camera would be on a different location than my table for instances like this, but I didn't like how it looked in my room. You know, you set up your things and you're kind of, yes or no, I don't know. You get a good feel like, this is home, right? And so I didn't have that feeling when I had my setup the other way. Oh, I'm excited to do this. Oh, gorgeous. Okay, so I'm not going to stop here. I need to add some Wink of Stella. You mailed your Saturday. Wonderful. That's awesome. Okay, let me get out my Wink of Stella and just give it a little squeeze. Make sure I've got lots of ink in there. And I'm just going to flick on the Wink of Stella onto these leaves. Oh, yeah. Looks wonderful. I can see already. Just adds a little more imperfections. I kind of like what we were talking about before, but they're more blobby than the fine mist on the watercolor. Okay, let's put those aside. And I think we are ready to get creating these lovely leaves. So what I'm going to do first is find where I put my, here it is, my foam mat. If you don't have a foam mat, you can always get one through me, or you can find something that's a little bit, you're working on cards and Christmas crackers. Oh, that's fun. Thank you. Yeah, I'm loving this color. Thank you, Catherine. That was brilliant decision. So if you don't have anything, you know, maybe get some scribblers, a book that you don't mind getting leaf patterns in. And, oh sheesh, here it is. Now you take your pick tool, comes with the little, what's this called? Not a burnishing end, but this end, the little ball on it. And so this is what it's for. It's kind of to emboss, I suppose. So I'm gonna actually turn the leaf over, and all I'm gonna do is just press down. Oh, we're gonna get more shaking. Press down. I'm just going in little circles. You can rub however you wish. You can go in the direction of the leaves, in the veins, I should say. But what you're doing is you're just breaking down those paper fibers. Oops. And making them nice, kind of and crinkly. Really realistic looking, in my opinion. Oh, I forgot to show you. Okay, so to make this white kind of go away, what you can do is get out your dauber. Now I'm going to use Flirty. Ready? And just take your dauber and go around the outsides like this. And it just kind of softens that very vanilla. It's not as noticeable. Okay, I'm going to do that before I go. See how that kind of softens it and it's not as... So anytime you have kind of, you cut out something and it's got the little edge around it, just soften it. And then it's kind of not noticeable. Thank you, Catherine. That's how I did it. Yes, that's the magic trick. That's the magic trick, just breaking up those fibers of the paper. And then they curve too, right? The leaves curve nicely. I colored that one already. Okay, and then let me get my old olive. Did you know that I use my advent calendar to hold my daubers? Before, I used to have them all in a little container, and every time I needed to use one, of course it's at the bottom. You've been Stabby for 20 years and you learn something new every day, right? I know, it's all about how people share and, you know, share their techniques and ideas. But yes, that's how I hold my daubers now, and they are very organized. I can grab them quickly as opposed to digging at the bottom of the big bucket of daubers. I like it. So it's not just, you know, an advent calendar, it's a dauber holder too. There we go. Okay, so we've got our one leaf done. Let's keep on rolling. I prefer to go the back side just because then it curves that direction, but so if you don't have a take your pick tool, you should get one. And of course it's so cool. I don't know if you've noticed, but you know, like here's a smaller version. Whoops, sorry. There's the smaller end and then the larger end. I'm using the larger end. It's so cool how these interchange, right? So I have this, and normally I have the pokey end on this, but just switch it up. So can you think of any other applications for this little embossing end? What about if you had, if you wanted to just make lines on your paper, could you put it in your paper trimmer and down the hole? Why not? You could do some different lines. You could, how about if you stamped an image on your card, say for instance, I'm just going to borrow Jill's card, but what about if you were to take your burnishing tool and just kind of, you know, do little bits on certain parts, say of a flower or a leaf. I don't know, it might look kind of cool. Lots of things to try and experiment with, right? I love how this kind of makes the edges gather and kind of make them a little rough looking. So neat. What do you think of our color choice? Thumbs up if you like it. I'm loving it. Can you see if you were to do a sunflower in this way? So if you had some, you know, yellow petals and, you know, got some kind of inside dark early espresso bit. Okay, one more, pardon me. Thought we were done, but we got one more. Good. Okay, so now let's put this contraption together. I'm just going to get out my greens here and put them aside. The way I put them together is glue dots. I know what I'll be trying when the grandkids nap later. There you go, something new. So I'm just going to put the glue dot on top, on the edge, and basically we're just going to build this. Put another glue dot on top. Probably should use an odd number of petals, but really don't know how many petals poinsettias actually have. I don't know. Something for someone to research. Wasn't sure at first, but it looks great. I should be more of a risk taker. It's just paper and ink, right? That's what my watercolor instructor always used to say. It's not precious, it's just paper. I used to be extremely scared to start, extremely. And but look at all the opportunities that you miss if you don't just try. You have to just try. Okay, I don't really want it looking like a spider like this. I don't know if you can tell, but it looks like this, right? So get down here and just around kind of the inside, just give it a little bit of a rub. Okay, now we're going kind of in the right direction. Let's add on our leaves. Now our leaves don't have to be as far out. We can kind of tuck them down a little bit, like so. And one more. Let's go over here. Okay. And of course, they don't have to be exactly even, right? I mean, poinsettias aren't definitely not even. In fact, I don't like this 3-leaf business. It looks too planned. I'm going to go like this. Okay. Now for the inside, what I used was one of those gold faceted gems. Yep, I do have some. So I'm just going to use the large one. Just place it right in the center. Oh, that guy doesn't want to stay there. Hang on. Let's put a little extra glue dots. Okay. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, love it. Isn't it? Oh, I love it. So now you have to decide which. I think I'm going to cover up that green a little bit. But looks amazing. You love this color combo? Great. That's great, Karma. Okay, so now I do want to add a sentiment. So what I did the last time is I just took some crumb cake and added it just along the side. What if we were to do our card portrait and just stamp it down here again, but what if we did it in a color as opposed to flirty? I just kind of wanted it very light in the background, but I don't know. You know what? Well, I was thinking vellum, but then I'd have to use black. I don't think I want to use black. Green, if we do the color, or purple even. I think I'm going to go with green. And I'm going to use the Season's Greetings again from the Still Scenes bundle. It's been a good staple for a lot of my Christmas cards, that's for sure. I'm going to put it off-centered to the right. Make sure it's all there. Yep, good. You know what I'm thinking? I didn't do this on my last one, but I think just to help tie in some of that green, I'm going to actually flick some extra. Whew, that end is disastered. Can you see that? I've obviously colored a lot of rhinestones. Hi, Janet, all the way from North Carolina. Nice to see you. Oh, maybe I can't even. Let's flick some color on here. Yeah. Okay, and while I'm at it, I'm going to flick some color onto our poinsettia. Let's try it, right? We're going to be risk takers. Make that a goal for your new year. Just go out, try something outside of the box. Try a weird color combination. Just take 3, don't even look, just take 3 and run with it. Just do it. Just do it. You never know what possibilities will come up. Maybe that's what the Stampin' Up! People do. I don't know. Now, because this is watercolor paper, I want to make sure that it stays really well to the cardstock base. You could use liquid glue, but I'm actually going to use tear and tape just because it's nice and quick. Remember that red stuff we used to have? Oh my goodness, you'd have to cut it with scissors, and then by the time you cut it with scissors, you had already curled on itself. Maybe it was just me. I missed what set you're using. I'm using Rooted in Nature. Crazy, hey? So last Wednesday on 4 Cards and Friends, I made some Christmas cards using this set. And as promised, I decided to show you this technique of making the poinsettia flower on today's Creative Escape. So make sure you share this with your friends and show them what all you learned today. So here we go. I've glued that onto that first layer. Now I'm going to glue this onto the second card base layer. This one I can just use my snail because it's not bumpy and patterned like watercolor paper is. Now I see I've got some little glue bits over here. So one way you can get rid of that is just take a white eraser and just rub on it till it comes off. Of course, you want to get rid of that because otherwise it's going to stick to your envelope. And can you imagine, to the person's dismay, not being able to get the card out of the envelope. Okay, I'm going to use more glue dots because if if I use snail tape, I'm going to squish those leaves way too much. So I'm going to go to town with these glue dots. It's going to seem like ridiculous, but that is our glue source, and we want it to stick, especially onto that watercolor paper. And of course, you need your watercolor paper to be dry before you go gluing this portion on, right? Otherwise, it's just not going to stick. Thank you, Janet. All right, let's put her down. Oh, I love this color combo. Love it. Absolutely love it. Of course, you can fiddle with the leaves a little. Make them do what you want. But you want them kind of ragged and edgy. What do you think? Wow, I love it. Absolutely love it. So here was the original, more traditional for sure, but I'm loving this color combo. There again, can you see a sunflower being made like this with some yellow petals? And so not yellow, it's not just yellow. You need to add, say, mango melody and some pumpkin pie or some crumb cake to cool it down a little bit. So Sahara sand. You know, mix up your colors when you're adding to your petals. Okay, so those were the ones that you know, were kind of traditional. Let me show you ones I made last year. This one was used with the small leaf. There again, traditional red. All right. Remember that cable knit sweater and that good old burlap ribbon. And this one. Look at all those little pearls. Of course, once again, I used, if you want the lighter color of leaves, this one's the crumb cake version. Just use the blender pen on there to make the colors kind of smush around. And then lastly, last year I made this one. So I didn't do the whole poinsettia, I just did some poinsettia leaves. There's our watercolor background. Of course, I added a lot of ink. So there you go. All right, ladies. The purple is very faint. I can live with that. Perfect. Thank you, everybody. Pat, I don't know if I've met you before. Thank you for saying your opinion there. I hope to see you again. Going to play it later. Thanks for the inspiration. Beautiful. Oh, thank you guys. You make my day every Monday morning. Gets me off on the right foot, that's for sure. So thank you, ladies, for joining me today. I am excited for you to try this technique. And of course, if you do, post a picture of your card, because we always learn from each other, right? And so let's all, you know, get more ideas, more excitement, more color choices, see how this goes. All right, I look forward to seeing you again on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain, when I'm going to do my last set of Christmas cards, those last minute ideas we've got to get in the mail right away, right? All right, have a good week, everybody. Make sure you pop over to mail it out Monday and pick your favorite number. Bye.